Hi everyone, my name is Julia. I'm the current Camp Art Director for the Skokie Park District. Our first project will be how to make mini pinch pots. I'm excited to see how they turn out, and I hope you would enjoy it as well. I hope all my Camp Art kids are staying safe and healthy and still finding the time to be creative. Alright, let's get started. For our first step, you will need 2 packs of Sculpt It. You are going to open them up. If you can. There we go. And this is going to be what we're going to use to make the pinch pot. So we've got one, it's super squishy because it's clay. And the nice thing about this clay is that you don't need to bake it in the oven or anything. Just don't leave it. If you have to take a break from your project and come back to it, it's going to get hard and stiff and you're not going to be able to work with it. So the nice thing about it is you don't have to bake it in the oven for your final result, and it stays super soft. So what I want you to do is take this 2 balls of clay, put them together, and I want you to roll it into a ball. A nice ball. Make sure you don't have like any lines or anything like that. You kind of want to smooth those out so there's no cracks in the future. Once you have your nice looking ball, you're going to hold it in your non-dominant hand. So I write with my left hand, that's my dominant hand, so I'm going to hold it in my right hand because this one isn't as strong or as good as my left hand. So the hand I write with, my left hand, I'm going to punch a hole into the center of my ball. So it kind of looks like I have a snowball or piece of dough on the top of my finger. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pinch, which is why they call it a pinch pot, to widen out the ball to make it look like a little tiny pot or bowl. So you'll pinch, rotate, pinch, rotate, pinch, rotate, pinch, rotate. And I guess to say with pinching, you pinch the inside with your thumb and your outside with your second finger. So you'll pinch, 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 pinch. At the same time, pinch, pinch, pinch. And you'll keep doing that going around and around. And you notice how it's starting to open up and turning into a little pinch pot. So keep doing that until you get it to where the walls are thin, but not too thin that it's falling over, until you have a nice big shape. So keep pinching. Here I am, I'm just pinching, and as I do it, I'm kind of pushing down on the bottom a little bit so I get a nice round edge. Pinch, pinch. So I'm taking my thumb inside the pot, index finger matching it on the outside, pinch, rotate, pinch, and move. And now I'm starting to pinch the top part too. So after you're done pinching and moving around, pinching on the inside and the outside, you should get something that looks like this. It kind of looks like a mini bowl, and it's pretty spacious on the inside. I mean, you can put coins in the inside. You can put anything you want. So some of these edges are a little ragged. So this is where your green tool will come into place. And you'll kind of gently stroke over them to kind of make it nice and even. You might have some of it shave off, but that's okay. You can just clean it up once you're done with like a wet paper towel. And this is what will help create that smooth look when you're all done. If you're getting frustrated with your green tool, your index finger works just as well to smooth those edges. You can pinch them, you can stroke them flat, whatever you would like to do. So I'm going to use my finger after I use my green tool just to flatten out all those edges. It's okay if it's a little bumpy, you can pinch it with your index finger and thumb. Okay, now we are going to get ready to put on our coil. Yeah, if it's a little bumpy, that's okay. It's not going to be perfect. So now you have one sculpted packet left, and this is what we're going to use to make our coil, which we will put on the bottom of our pinch pot for support. In the meantime, keep your pinch pot upside down like this, off to the side, so it doesn't, if you keep it on the top side, it might start to deflate a little, and we don't want that to happen to your beautiful creation. So as soon as I can open this, you guys have smaller hands than I do, so you'll have no problem opening this. Oh, I have scissors right here. Maybe I should use them. There we go. Alrighty. So now we're going to make a coil, which is pretty much a fancy snake, or I should say just a backwards and forward motion. So I first want you to start in your hand like this, and you've got the clay right here in between, and you're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you kind of will get like a, keep rolling back and forth, kind of get like a cylinder shape or like a thumb shape. So now what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to roll the coil out on the table. Roll it back and forth. Don't press too hard at all. You don't have to go like this. You're going to use your inside of your fingers, start at the back, roll to the front. And you're barely even pressing it. You're just going to go back and forth, because if you press it, it'll turn into like a square kind of shape because you're putting too much pressure on it. So we are just going to roll back and forth until it's thin enough. Keep rolling back and forth. Now you should have a coil that looks to be about this. And you're going to take your pinch pot, take your pencil, and you are going to draw a circle on the bottom, and then a bigger circle around it. Sorry, I'm not the best camera person. So you should have a circle and then another circle, and then in between where the circle and the big circle are, you're going to scratch it back and forth. We call this, in ceramics, we call it scoring. It's what, yeah, you're just going to do up and down marks pretty much with your pencil. It'll probably help if you have a sharper tip. Mine's kind of dull, but if you have a freshly sharpened pencil, that would work. Don't use a mechanical pencil because I don't want the lead to break off on the inside. So you'll do this all the way around. Okay, you should have something that looks a little like this. It's okay if it looks a little messy. Now we're going to take our coil and measure how much we need. So I think we'll need, you always want more than less, so I think we'll need about this much, and you'll pinch it off, and next you will form it into a circle. Once you make your little circle, you're going to notice you're going to try to attach it and it's not going to want to stay. So you're going to have to do this scoring technique to both ends and then stick them together, and it should work. And on each end of the circle, I just went up and down with my pencil to create some marks in there. So now you should have a little donut. I try to fix the crease of them attaching, but they attach pretty well. And then it fits perfectly on top. But now you have to score the entire bottom and then attach it on top. When you're done scoring, you should have something that looks a little bit like this, and then you're just going to simply place it on top of your pinch pot press it down with maybe like 2-3 fingers. And then you're going to, you see how it looks kind of gunky there? You're going to smooth that out with your fingers to help it connect more. Pinch pot and coil, this should kind of be what it looks like. Then when you stand it up, it looks like a little bowl with a stand. Now I included this green tool in your Project 1 bag in case you wanted to do something a little extra. Since it's kind of plain looking, you can use your green tool to make a pattern. So I think I am going to do like a little triangle pattern, if you can see that. And I think I'm going to do it all the way around the top rung. And I will show you what it looks like at the end. Okay, this is the final project of my pinch pot. I did a little chevron pattern around the top here. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, and if you have some acrylic paint lying around at home, like like Craft Smart's a really good brand. Once it's all dry, I mean, it has to be very, very stiff. And it has to feel very, like you can't break it. You can paint over it with acrylic paint if you so wish. Or you can keep it plain and white. It's up to you. Thank you again for joining this video. I hope to see you, excuse me. I hope to see you again for Project 2. Stay creative.